Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the little game that I picked up in Japan, Capybara and Capybara. We got this at the Yellow Submarine store in Shinjuku, I think it was. Yeah, or Shibuya, one of the two. But yeah, we got this little game, and we played it recently, and I was surprised. It's a game about capybaras and pumpkins, but my favorite mechanism actually has to do with the monkey in the game. There's a little monkey card that each player has that you use on your line of cards. Here's what the monkey looks like. Right here, double-sided monkey card. Monkey starts off on the smaller side and eventually can become the bigger monkey here. And as you play the game, you are creating a row of cards, a single row of cards that have capybaras, lettered A through E. And so you're gaining capybara cards and you're inserting them in this row. And at times, you can say, okay, I'm ready to score one of the goals that I have. Either you have a private goal in hand that you start out with, or there are public goals that they all look kind of like this. They have points in the bottom left or bottom right, and they have different cards. And what this is saying is that you need to use your monkey to move down your row to cross over at least these cards. So I need to move the monkey as far as I want to the left so that he crosses over, or they cross over, A, B, C, and D cards. One of each. And if I do that, then I get to score this goal card. The game is a race, kind of a race to 5 cards. After that, you score, you count up how many points you have on those cards. The game ends when someone has scored 5 different goals. Now, the little catch here, so there's 2 things I mentioned so far, gaining cards and scoring goals. They both involve the monkey moving to the left down your row. And so here's the catch. The monkey management in the game is that at certain times, you need to move the monkey back to the right, and you need to use your turn to do that. And when you do so, you move the monkey to the right a number of spaces as indicated on the card. So when the monkey starts out as a young monkey, a 3, you move it back to the right 3 spaces. When it gets a little bit older, you move it back to the right 4 spaces. This is a whole turn that you have to do this. You're not gaining anything else. You're just moving the monkey. And so a huge part of the game is managing your other turns, the turns where you're gaining capybara cards and when you're completing goals, so that the monkey moves as little to the left as possible so that it is much easier to move it to complete these goals and not have to move it too far back to the right. Because there are times in the game where you have to spend multiple turns moving the monkey back to the right. I thought this was a really interesting push and pull in the game. The balance between moving the monkey to the left and moving it to and using those kind of dead turns when you move the monkey back to the right. A relatively simple game, and so I'm not going to go too deep into these mechanisms, but I think that is an interesting decision space in this game of the timing of when you move the monkey and the whole existence of this card that and each player having a single row of cards to use this monkey card to move left or move right. So yeah, that's my favorite mechanism in Capybara. Little game from Japan. Let me know your thoughts if you can think of a game, another game that has a management element kind of similar to this, involving a balance of powerful turns and then some weaker turns when you have to kind of reset to get back to those powerful turns. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Capybara and Capybara.